Hey guys, this is Darren with not unknown comics in this moment. Tanner's the only unknown comics in this moment, so I'm going to let Tanner introduce everybody.
So hey guys, we are here. We're doing a Q A for Muffy the Pimp Slayer, and I'm here with the creators of Muffy, Darren and Chi.
I won't lie, that still makes me giggle every time, like, creator. It just makes me giggle. Of Muffy the Pimp Slayer.
Creator, co-writer.
Co-creators.
Or something like that.
We did something. It was something neat and cool. Before we really get rolling in this, we are going to do a share contest. You want to explain the share contest?
So what you're going to do is you're going to share the video and comment shared. In the comments, we'll take your name down, and we'll draw for a prize at the end.
Yeah, we got some of the preview copies that were released first at MegaCon that we're going to give away at the end of this. All the preview copies that we posted on the website sold out, so we have a couple copies left that we brought back from our convention runs, and we're going to give those away and for sharing.
And these are special compared to the Kickstarter release. These are black and white on the inside.
Yeah, they are black and white on the inside, which makes them unique. They are also the pre-edited version, so there's still some content was fixed for the Kickstarter, because, well, why not be all kinds of all natural on the mistakes that we made? But as you can see, the interior is in black and white on this one, which will be the only way to ever get the interior black and white is through the preview copies that we did from MegaCon. So again, if you get a chance, share this.
And be sure to put shared in the comments.
Yeah. So, are we on the right page? There's like 6 people on. It's a weird time of day, I guess. Maybe it's Monday Night Football. Who knows? Got really quiet. You notice the background noise went away?
Yep.
Okay, cool. Can you still hear us, Chi? Hey, it's back. So, we are here to talk about Muffy the Pimp Slayer, which is a book co-created by Chi and myself, and Anna was actually there. We all made fun of it together at C2E2 in 2019. We had just got done eating at, I think it was Fogo de Chao? I think it was the Brazilian steakhouse, right?
Were we headed to it? Or
no, I think we were coming back to the hotel. So we were full of meat, and we were being silly. I think some of us had drinks, not Chi, but I think I did. And we're like, what would be just a silly thing to do? And and that's how Muffy came to be. So, and that turned into, we joked about it. I think we laughed so hard my side hurt. I think I even may have cried a little bit as we were creating this little sub-story in the car.
I honestly don't remember, how we first started. Did we actually see, a prostitute and pimp somewhere on the corner or something? Or was it just,
I think we were just being silly, and the next thing you know, Muffy the Pimp Slayer exists.
So how long from that conversation to the car to let's actually get serious and start writing this thing?
So Chi, I think, reached out to me late part of 2020. No, middle of 2020. I don't know. Sometime in 2020 and said, hey, let's actually make this book happen. And then I didn't do anything.
And you still didn't do anything.
And then Chi in January is like, come on, man. I'm writing this book now. Cool. And so I'd offer a little input here and there. We'd talk on the phone about it. He's like, well, I need you to go get on this Google spreadsheet thing. I was like, I'm not going to do that. He's like, come on, man. Get on the Google spreadsheet. I was like, I just send me something I can print off. I'm not going to do. He's told me I'm not going to do that either. Get with the technology. And I'm like, come on, man. And so we did this Jonathan Hickman signing in March. Chi's about got the whole book written at this point, outside of the edits that we made. He's like, so you're going to be in, Charlotte, North Carolina in March, right? Yeah. Okay, I'll see you there. You're going to sit down and finish this book with me. And so he sat me down. The Hickman signing got done. Hickman went home. We went and had food, and then we came back to the apartment, and he's like, okay, sit at the computer. Really? He's like, yeah, sit down. And I
Can't leave until you do something.
That's pretty much how that went.
I actually, yeah, I forced him to sit there and read the entire script from Muffy.
Yeah. So I
before we
made
got
my
to go up
edits.
and go eat dinner.
So made my edits and then came home. And I think when I got home, we started reaching out to different artists. I mean, we had an artist at the beginning of the year, but unfortunately, because it took a little longer, we lost that artist and we moved on to Jimbo, which has been great. Jimbo Sagato has done an amazing job with the interiors. He has really brought a lot of character to Muffy. So it's been fun process for that. So that was in March that we finished kind of the revising the schedule or the script a little bit.
That was like 5%.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it went to pencils in April. Jimbo started on pencils in April.
Right. Well, the scripting was pretty much done.
Yeah. And so by the time we got all of that done, the final 22 pages, it took 2.5 months for the art to get done. And as the stuff was coming in, we were having the letterer work on some of it. And then as the letterer was working on it, man, it was a long process. I would probably say the better part of 8 months from the time Cheese really started working on it to the time that I would say we're at 90% of the book being done. Because I mean, we were pushing our time limit to get the last of the book in by the end of the middle of July, so we could go to print for MegaCon.
I mean, we were still making edits up until it was time to print.
Yeah, and we're still making edits. Like, one of the cool things that we've decided to do for the Kickstarter is the book reads nice, but we decided one of the fights is too short. And so we actually rehired the artist to go in and add one more page of just nothing but these two characters fighting each other, just to give it more content. And it's looking good. He sent us over the inks today, or the partial inks today, and it looks nice. So you'll get a little bit of extra content with the Kickstarter version.
There you go.
So, yeah. And if you have questions, feel free to ask all 13 of you.
Yeah, ask your questions. Don't forget to share the video and share it in the comments for your chance to win a copy of the MegaCon pre-release editions of the Ron Leary trade and the Crease trade.
I think Megan's going to win right now.
So far, she's the only one. Megan, you're looking like you're going to make it. So, and Anna has come up with, I think, a name for the people who actually follow Muffy the Pimp Slayer.
Uh-oh. Is this appropriate?
Sure. She's decided that, I guess, people who follow the book should be called Muffers.
Muffers. Does that make you the muffin top?
That's awful. That's the most terrible thing you've ever said to me. But why don't we actually talk about the content? And like, for those who have chimed in and tuned in, so Muffy is actually going to be the first arc will be a 3-book arc. Of course, we've got the issue 1 done. Issue 2 is overall laid out, and I think you're up to page 10 on the scripting, right?
13.
Page 13 on the scripting.
Yeah, I banged out 2 pages over the weekend, so
nice.
Looking good.
So book 2 will actually be, it looks like, at least 8 more pages than book 1. Book 1 is 22 pages, or 24 pages.
Well, 23 technically.
Yeah, 23 pages.
Page.
So book 2 will actually have more content, but a whole lot more happens in book 2.
Lots of story.
Lots of story, a lot of reveals. You get to know more about Muffy's childhood in a way. A big reveal happens. I mean, there's a lot. This has been a really fun. At first, we approached Muffy as a gimmick and a joke, and then I think I fell in love with the idea faster than she did, but even she got excited once we started expanding on her character.
So the way I understand it is issue 1, let's throw you into the universe. Issue 2, let's get to know the characters.
Yes. Yes, I would say that's right. Would you say that's right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I approached Muffy like watching a movie. For me, I'm kind of ADD when it comes to to watching movies. So if you don't catch my interest like right off the bat, I kind of like start nodding off and not paying attention anymore. So Darren's got page 1 up, and that was a pretty straightforward idea. I think we had that idea like for the first 6 months of the story.
Yeah, this particular idea was actually like before we ever began scripting, this page was done in our minds on how it was going to be done. Like, one of the neatest things about the process for me is, so Chi does most of the heavy lifting when it comes to the scripting and honestly keeping us on track. But it is so much fun to talk. Like, we'll talk about, we have at least 5 books in total that we're wanting to work on right now after we get this one going. And it's fun to sit down and bounce the ideas off of each other and then figure out, hey, this is what we're going to do. And this is kind of, like, I can tell you that Muffy overall has an ending, and that we know how we're getting to the ending, and we're just kind of altering some of the stuff in the middle.
Well, I would say that this story arc has an ending, but I don't think we're going to be done with Muffy.
Oh,
even
no.
after this 3 books.
Well, and some of the other stuff that we have planned on other books, we're actually like, this could actually tie in okay.
That's kind of the beauty of writing comics, is to leave, you could tie everything up, but leave it open-ended because there's always room for more stories.
Right.
Right.
As long as you don't kill your character. It kind of ends if you kill your character. But
not necessarily.
I guess it is comics. The Lazarus pit for Muffy. But it has been really fun to sit down and create her and really to talk about it. And we've actually had some pretty heated discussions back and forth, for I guess as heated as you can get between me and Chi. But it's been one of those, like, there's been times that we're like, I think Chi may not talk to me anymore after that conversation. But some of the cool layouts, I think you said that this has been the most popular cover so far on the Kickstarter.
Uh-huh. Well,
is that right?
I think in the collection, for people who pledged in the collection tier, which is all 4 covers, trade, virgin, foil, and metal, that one was the most pledged tier.
Nice.
So something's killing the pimps.
Yeah, something's killing the pimps homage. And then Jimbo, when he was done with the book, he got all finished, and he just randomly on his own just kind of created this art. We kind of used it as promo art for the back cover, and then decided to actually make a cover out of it. But it's a really nice little, I don't know, I just really like the way it looked.
Yeah, I like it too.
I don't even think we put it in color. It's just, this is it, right?
Right.
So, and then we have another cover by Jimbo.
Now that would be what we would call probably cover A.
This is cover A. This is Superhero Landing, is I think how we put it on the Kickstarter.
Right. It's the Thor #1 movie homage that we did.
And if anybody's actually following this, because Megan is still the only person to share this outside of like us, share so you get a chance to win something for free. I don't know, just try. The one thing that's cool that you can know about, so Jimbo did all the interiors, but any copy of Muffy that is ever created from this point on, Kreese can sign, because we actually commissioned him and paid him to come up with the initial layout. Like, the initial design of Muffy was actually designed by Kreese, because he was going to be our original interior artist for this project. So, any copy of Muffy out there that you get, if you ever see Kreese, he can technically sign it. Or Anna, because she was part of the process too. She was part of the original. And we're going to have to go back. I think we still have her original design. We should just do like one of those weird Marvel 1 in 10 like design variants. Remember, like, she had like tattoos on her wrist, and she was all in pimp garb and
Muffy What If.
Yeah, the Muffy What If.
Muffy was looking more like the pimp than the Slayer.
She really was. But it's been neat because the first thing, I love to collect original art. By the way, you have a cover behind you.
Mm-hmm.
Who's your cover by? Show that off.
I can't say his name, so don't ask. But he's a pretty cool artist from Indonesia, and I had commissioned him to do some other artwork for me. And when we started doing Muffy, and like I was like, well, this was I think back in probably March or April, and I was like, well, let's at least have one cover ready to go. And because you know me, I'm very like, I need to know what's going on before it happens.
He does.
So I to the point when we argue about it, but I was like, okay, I just get this done, and then I'll have Raymond Lee color it, and at least we'll have something for MegaCon. And then you rolled in with Kreese's cover and then Ron's cover, which I was totally blown away by both their covers. So that was really cool. So I was really happy with how the covers turned out.
I may not speak much, but many of the times I am working in the background. So it's kind of how I work at the store as well. I'm just kind of a little ninja that runs around and has things going on all the time, but no one actually knows what I do. So, but it's
a little bit harder when you're trying to work with a partnership and not an employee.
Tanner, I need
sometimes you
to
gotta communicate a little bit.
Yeah, hey Tanner, can you be our marriage counselor right now?
I don't know if that falls under my job description.
You better give him another pin for it.
Find another cool page that Jimbo did that I like a lot. Let's see. Lots of fun covers that we're doing. I mean, we have David Nakayama, Miguel Micardo. I think Ron's watching this, and I think I'm going to have Ron do another cover for one of the shows. So lots and lots of neat stuff coming. By the way, Megan, you're still the only person, so it looks like you're going to win. This is a splash page inside the book. I just really like the flowing coat and all this other stuff that's going on in this. Jimbo is very, very good at big picture
I was glad
stuff.
we could get Anna's story into the
that does have Anna. That's
centerfold there.
the first appearance of Anna. And then we have actually inside of the book, we have a nice little ASM 316 homage that we kind of blended into the story. So lots of cool pages, lots of cool stuff. We're excited about book 2. Our second book, like I said, she's already on page 13. So we're hoping to have that in the art process probably sometime in October. And then once it's done in the art process, which should be sometime in
10
December.
days, man.
I said in October, not 1st of October. I know the artist chomping at the bit to start working on it again. So, so it's been fun. I mean, and the coolest thing is, this is our first ever self-published project. We had no idea what we're doing. I really appreciate all the guys that have helped us in this process. Alan Quall and McLean. Which way is it?
McLean.
McLean. Yeah. It's just weird. He has like two
last names.
And so I get him confused. McLean was instrumental in just talking us through some of the processes. And then Alan has also been very instrumental in helping us.
Alan's been very patient with us.
Very patient. And very patient. And I just appreciate both those guys so much and just being part of the process with us. I can't pronounce his color studio, but Alan Quall's color studio is the one that did all the colors for us.
Kamakaki, I think.
No. I'm very white and can only speak bad English, so I don't even attempt stuff like that. Hey, now it's a 50-50 chance that somebody's going to win. Woo woo.
Oh no. Who's it going to be?
I don't know.
Do y'all have any artists lined up for covers for issue 2?
Yes. I know Dominic Glover is on board for issue 2. It's looking like Sabine Rich might have a cover. She might be able to pull off a cover by issue 1, but it's really looking like issue 2. Miko Sawayan will have a cover for issue 2. There's a few others that will have covers for issue 2 that aren't on issue 1. So yeah, well, we should have some new artists. And of course, one of my specialties is working with new artists. I want to try to find at least a couple artists that haven't done a whole lot and get them to do covers. And then after book 2's written and off to art, I think we're going to start working on our second book. Start getting the first issue of that one done. So, because I'd like to find a new interior artist for that one. That's completely different style. That was the one thing I think me and she had talked about is every book will have a different style to try a different artist out. So can't have the same guy; they'll never get it done. So,
well, I mean that's how a lot of the smaller publishers are. Is every book has its own feel and style to it.
And that is true. But the big thing that I want to make sure that as we're doing this, that it never has a small book feel. Like, I think the interior art holds up really well to other small indie press like Image and all that stuff. I think our interior art holds up. I know our colors do. Our colors are really good. I mean, our letterer actually letters professional comics all the time. Yeah. So, I mean, the only thing that's rookie about this entire project is me and Chi.
Oh, yeah.
And we're definitely real green. But we're working on it.
Yeah.
I'm not getting any updates on mine, so I have no idea.
Yeah, the learning curve for putting a comic book together has been truly interesting because, we were going about it one way, and then Alan's like, no.
no.
That's not how you do things.
You're doing this all wrong, sirs.
But we were close. I mean, it wasn't like we were in complete opposite directions, but it was like, he was like, okay, I see what you guys did, but here's how it should have been done.
Right. And again, it helps pull upon those people in the industry that, have been doing this for years and are humble enough and gracious enough to, one, allow us the grace to bug them to even do this kind of project for us. And then to even walk us through it. So it's been really neat. And then
right.
I've been following some of the traction on some of the covers. And Kel New shared his cover. And it's got like 360 shares on Facebook. And it's doing really well on Instagram. So it's kind of cool to see people really at least gravitate to the design of Muffy.
Yeah.
So... which is, I think that somewhere along the way, I should have the original concept sketches. So I have to bug Crease about that. He may still have those. What else you got, Chi? We have a few more minutes before I'm off to dinner.
So, do you want to mention anything about our second book?
The second book, we could talk a little bit about, but I don't want to give too much away. So for those who are just tuning in or going to watch this and never heard of Muffy the Pimp Slayer, the overall review of who she is her mom was caught up in an organization and she was trying to escape. And
no. Like I meant.
Oh, you're talking about
Muffy.
Oh, the book after Muffy. We can.
Yeah.
But we still need to go over the synopsis of what Muffy is. We haven't really talked about that.
Well, I don't want, as long as you don't give it away.
No, I'm not. I know what I'm doing.
Right.
The synopsis is in the title.
That's true. Fine, just go to the Kickstarter. Do your reading thing. Fine, I'm done.
She's a slayer of pimps.
She's a slayer of pimps revenging her mother's death.
I think
she has no idea what she's doing, and if you're wondering why she's always in different costumes on the covers and has different hair colors, it's because she wears wigs. And she doesn't know what her own identity is in all of this because this is all very new to her. And so she's trying to find her identity inside of doing this while creating all this chaos and killing pimps. So that is why there's so many different hair colors and costume styles and The whole idea for her is to find her identity in this book. And that'll be laid out more in book 2 as well.
Yeah, I think one of the most fun things about writing Muffy was including all the pop culture stuff that people can, point out and relate to and be like, oh yeah, I saw that. Like, I grew up with Street Fighter in the 80s and 90s and, that kind of stuff where like, because I was at MegaCon and people were coming up and like, oh, well, that's awesome, right? So it was pretty neat to be able to, talk to people about that kind of stuff.
MegaCon. I don't have the other cover because it's in the truck. The truck's not here. The one that's behind Chi, there actually is a printed version of that already. I just don't have copies of it yet. That is actually the first 2 copies I pulled out of the box and saved and took home. That was the first 2 copies I bagged and boarded of each of them. So,
you're so sentimental.
I am. I really am. Like, that's just part of comics. I mean, comics should be emotionally tying you to things, and I feel very proud of what we created in Muffy. But book 2, I don't want to reveal too much about our second storyline that we're creating, but I will tell you that by the time we're done writing this book and it gets printed, there will probably be extra security on Unknown Comics' booth at conventions. So there's that. I got to let go of a lot of dark things in my brain in the second book, and I've told a few people about the things that are in my head, and they're like, "Are you always this dark?" And I'm like, "Pretty much." I just put on a glowing face. So, but book 2, actually, I'm really excited about, especially since it all lives inside of the universe that we're creating. But yeah, so it's been a lot of fun. It's been a whole lot of fun. Thank you to the 9 viewers that are still on. I guess Monday's just a bad time because usually we get more viewers than this.
I think this is the first time we've ever streamed on a Monday.
Yeah, I don't think we do a whole lot. So yeah, So we had 3 people enter the share contest. It is now 6. It's almost 6:30, so we're going to only go 30 minutes anyways. So hey, how about this? All 3 of you win. There you go.
Woohoo!
Also, Megan Landy, Larry Sheena, and Pete Schwartz. Just PM the Facebook page, and you'll each get one of each of the trade dress of Muffy the Pimp Slayer from the conventions. So there you go.
There you go.
Thanks for tuning in.
Yeah, thanks for hanging out with us.
And there'll be more. And the Kickstarter's doing great. That's fully funded times almost 4.
Yeah, you have 24 days left.
24 days.
Backed it yet?
Yeah, 24 days left. It's already at $11,700. We still haven't sent out the email to the masses through Unknown Comics. We still have a big share contest that we're going to be pushing as this week, some point when Chris gets back from Dallas and gets rested.
One thing I like about y'all's Kickstarters is there's so many different options y'all chose, so that people have the ability to get whatever cover they want in the price point they want without having to buy some big bundle just to get the one cover they want or something,
Yeah, and I just like options and variety.
That took a lot of work.
I bet it did. I bet it did.
I was so tired when we were done. I was so tired when we were done.
If I could strangle you through my monitor.
I was just exhausted. I was just so fried after all of that. And then there was this time that I got everything set up, and I canceled it and had to redo everything.
Tanner, I'll give you $50 to go slash his tires.
I'm watching you.
We'll talk later.
But it's been fun creating. I hope that all you guys tune in. This will also be available. We're going to be able to put this on YouTube, right? Did you make that available to be able to put on YouTube?
Yeah, we can share it wherever.
Cool. So we'll put it on YouTube as well, and we're going to share it over to the Muffy page, and it'll all be where it needs to be. But make sure to check it out. And the Kickstarter still has 24 days left, and if you want to choose to support it, thanks. I really do think that you'll enjoy the story, and I hope for a book 2 when you get done reading it. It really has been a fun process, exhausting, but a fun process. But only exhausting for Chi.
That's pretty true, right there. Yeah,
I stress him out so bad. It's great.
I have no idea.
Sometimes it's almost.
I think I'm on my third ulcer with you. I'm naming them Darren now.
Darren 1, Darren Jr., Darren Senior.
Thank you, everybody, for watching, and we'll see you guys next time.
Yeah, and if you remember, all three of you who shared one, bye.